type of act to follow, but going after the father of the bride and now the groom, I really think we can all agree there is no act to follow. So those were beautiful toasts. And I would like to start by thanking the Smiths for this absolutely beautiful wedding. And I look forward to celebrating with everyone tonight, especially the Totoro family and, of course, their newest member. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Kate Watts, now Gregory, one of Catherine's oldest friends. I was going to try to get away with saying oldest friend, but there are people in this room who also fall into that group. So, and the term friend to describe Catherine and me, it's always sort of a misnomer because we've always been more like sisters. And I'm honored to be here tonight and part of your wedding. I met Catherine at playgroup at 6 months old. And by our parents' account, most of the babies were crying and sleeping, including myself. Whereas Catherine was wide-eyed, alert, awake, talking at any given time, befriending stuffed animal to parent on duty, didn't matter, was befriending everyone around her. And this behavior was really telling because this is the Catherine we know today, making friends with everyone who comes into contact with her doorman, her boss, whomever. And I've always sort of marveled at this because Catherine really has this gravitational pull, and people just want to be around her. They want to be in her company. And I've witnessed this since day one. It's just such a special quality. Growing up, Catherine was always my pipeline to cool. I'm the oldest of 3 girls, so she really kept me in the know. You know, music to sports really kept me apprised. And were it not for her, I would have thought that the Rangers were a park service. So I do appreciate that. She made our minivan trips fly by every year to Maine from 1987 all the way through this past February, although we have upgraded from the Ford Aerostar. Wonderfully. Has an unsurpassed love for all children and dogs, which I've always admired and not shared, so watch out for that. And I remember my parents asking me many times in high school what I would do without Catherine in college, and it was something I myself had considered and feared, and I really never had to find out the answer to their question because in August of '97, I walked into my dorm room, my roommate and I were setting up, plugged the phone in the wall, and we were puzzled to find there was already ringing. I picked it up, and it was Catherine. And she was calling, check in, make sure I'd gotten there, see how I was doing. And that's just the kind of friend she is. To say she raises the bar on the definition of a good friendship is really an understatement. So that's Catherine. And you know, back to playgroup, the fact that so many of her friendships date to the toddler era is really a testament to her ability not only to make but retain friends. And in fact, right before Catherine's bachelorette a few weeks ago, we gave Matt a little quiz that we had scripted, which included the question, what is Catherine's greatest quality? To which he answered, and I do have the quote, her unflinching and incorruptible love for her family and friends. And I couldn't have said it better myself, Matt. What I've learned about Matt in the past couple of years, and definitely during all these pre-wedding festivities, is that he too shares this unique quality. From regular fishing trips with his father and friends, to driving 5 hours solo in Memorial Day traffic to join us for a birthday this year. Catherine has just met her match for a fiercely loyal friend and now husband. So it's just incredible that you two share this quality, and I noticed it right away when I met Matt. I will never forget, actually, the phone call the day after Catherine met Matt. She was at her computer and had sent me a picture she had taken from the night before. And she said, you know, look for the guy in the white shirt. And I scanned the picture to see that 9 out of 10 guys were actually wearing it. But I realized for Catherine, there was really only one. So that was sort of the moment I knew. And a simpler indication that things were getting serious was when our daily phone calls dropped from 6 to like 2 to 3. That was my real red flag. And Catherine and I averaged probably, I would say, would you say a sleepover a week on a slow week growing up? And many of those nights we would ponder and pontificate about who we would meet, who would challenge us and make us laugh and, let's face it, put up with us. And when I met Matt and saw the two of them together, I knew my best friend had found the answer to all those questions. And I really couldn't be happier for you two. And please join me in a cheers to the new Mr. and Mrs. Totoro.